Let's take a minute to dissect the OAuth2 procedure in Microsoft Azure Web Services. So I have the code in my machine being served through localhost, which was registered. But if you want to get the code or you want to run it from our domain, you can also get it from here. So this is the GitHub repository, and you can similarly run it from here. So localhost 3000 is registered, and this information is available about this particular client. So there is an instance. This is Microsoft's Azure's OAuth endpoint. There is a tenant, in this case TonyBrook.edu. This is the public identifier for this client application, and the redirect URI is automatically extracted from location.href. So in this case, it's pulling the same domain where the application is running. Now with this information, this URL was assembled calling for the code and the state ID. So that's the first step of this authentication process. So you see here the instance asking for response type code and redirecting this answer to this same application at this location, with a public identifier for this client application included. So let's go. And here you'll see the parameters being collected as we go through different URLs. So now I'm being asked to authenticate, to log in. I'm now logged in, and because the redirect URI pointed back to this location, we now get the code in the search component of the location. So the code is here. At the end of the URL, we have also the session state, which will be important later on to use as the nodes. So we are now moving to the second stage. We now have these parameters. And there are a number of routes we could take. We could pass this information to the server side and let the server side deal with it. More information can be available here. So we'll be making a call in the server side using the public information, the redirect URI, the client ID, the code, but also the client secret, which should not be made public at any point. Or we can stay in the client side and do what Microsoft calls a single page application. It is. You can learn more by clicking on the link and find out how Microsoft wants us to play the OAuth dance. So now I'm not composing any URL with this information, and instead of asking for code, I'm asking for the token, so the bearer token. So I'm providing the client ID, the redirect URI as before, and providing the state, and I'm using the state as the nodes parameter as well. So I just got some more information and move to step 3. Notice that the bearer token, or the ID token, is provided in the hashtag, which means we can clean it from the URL, which of course your application will do it automatically, it just disappeared, in order to not overexpose the information about your OAuth process. Now this is another peculiarity of Microsoft OAuth2. The ID token is actually a JSON web token and can be decoded using the cryptographic API of the browser to extract user information. This again is not standard in other OAuth2 services of major cloud providers. Usually this would be a resource, typically the profile, that the user would have to scope. In any case, let's proceed. So I'm going to get the ID token and show that we could potentially decode it to get this information. So let's go to the page of the JSON web tokens. We go here to provide the 3 components, and you can learn more about JSON web tokens in this web page. And you see that my cryptographic element was able to use the signature to extract, to decrypt all this information that identifies me as a user. Let's see what we're missing. Oh, we have to thank the GWT decode cryptographic library made public at this GitHub repository. Okay, now we are ready to decode the JSON Web Token, and there is information. You can reset and do this process quickly. This is what your application will be doing. In 2 quick steps, you get the identifier of the user. So this is following the pure client-side route, which is not the only one. It could have moved to the server-side route at step 2. Alright, I think we can stop here. If you're using a non-registered redirect URI, you can simulate this by going to the web page, generate it for the GH pages of our repository. This domain was not registered for this client ID, so when we go to step 2, we get an error message saying that the reply address does not match those that were registered for this client application. Alright, we'll stop here. Thank you.